Hello everybody, my name is Tom.
It is, and I'm Tomdrea.
And you have reached...
The Other Castle. Wow, wow, wow. Do you like that?
I love
that. Was a real guitar.
No, it was?
Yeah, I brought it in. You can't tell because we're on a podcast, so...
At that time I brought in the tennis racket?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
When did you bring a tennis racket?
When I was playing the guitar.
Oh, that's right. We did the music one.
The Aerosmith one.
I was actually going through our files and had to look up a few because it feels like we've done so many, even though we really we're not even at 10 yet.
Nope, this is episode 9.
We're at 9? Okay, so we're almost at 10, but I was like, what the fuck is Dead Rising? As soon as we get out of here, I have no recollection of anything we talked about.
Oh, it's so good to know that you listen so intently.
Well, I live it, you know?
No, I get that.
So, I'm there the first time, and then I'm like, I don't know what's going on, Tetraminoes! And, I couldn't tell you. I listened to our Centipede episode, it just showed up on my phone the other day.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute. Some fucked up shit happens in Centipede. That game's a shooter, and there's a whole thing. You're not the Centipede.
You re-listened to it and experienced it for your first time again?
I re-lost my mind. And, I was saying things, and then, past me was saying things, and I was like, yeah, bitch!
You're I agree with this girl.
Ask the hard questions! In tribute to how attentive I am during the process, this week is actually my week.
Oh, good. So I get to zone out for an episode.
Yeah, and then when you re-listen to this, you'll be like, this bitch is crazy!
Oh, I know. I re-listen to these so many times when I edit this. So.
Yeah, and you're like, what is going on? This is a fucking nightmare. So we just to make it clear, we're not bouncing back week to week. There's no set schedule. We're just kind of going as we go.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about this before, but Tom has been a much more vibrant gamer.
Yeah, active gamer.
Active gamer. No, you're not a quilt,
no.
But you have played more video games than me.
Very colorful when I game.
Yeah.
No.
No, you're not. You sit there, you'd be
I'm so boring to watch play games.
I scream and stuff. I'm the same person everywhere. This isn't a front just for the microphone. This is who I am as a person.
Yeah, I had to take her off the microphone on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, update. Tomdrea can now play first-person shooters. Okay, one specifically.
Okay, update. Tomdrea's really fucking good at one specific shooter and awful at the others, despite it being the exact same functions.
Right.
I am stupidly good at Overwatch.
Oh, stupidly good.
Stupidly good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so backstory. I fell down the rabbit hole and watched all of the cinematic trailers and story pieces that Blizzard's put out, and it's beautiful. They're basically Pixar. It's
right.
4-minute violent Pixar. It's fucking awesome. And I fell in love with Sombra, and now my hair's purple. And
she's not lying.
I'm not lying.
Actually, we just did Halloween costumes, and she went as Sombra.
Yeah, and Tom was Summer 76.
Right.
Or Grill Master 76.
Grill Master 76.
Summer 76.
So, yeah.
That old Ryan Adams classic. And yeah, I got little gun pins for both of us in New York Comic Con. I just got back from that a few weeks ago. That was great. I'm super excited for everything that's to come. And if I can just go on a quick note about New York Comic Con, I'm going to throw this out there, as I'm the queen of unpopular opinions from the Shawshank episode that we did, apparently, that I've been getting some hate mail from. New York Comic Con's better than San Diego.
That's what you said.
I'm there, and that's what I said in the middle of it. I think you and
I
talked the second night, and I mentioned that. But after doing both, and honestly, I worked more at New York. I do have a job in the media, kind of where I'm exposed to pop culture, and I actually went on a work trip. So I was there before opening and after show closing. I had a better time at New York than I did at San Diego.
That's pretty great.
Big difference is San Diego, it's not just the convention center. Obviously, it sprawls out into Petco Park and Gaslamp and activations all over the city. New York has a similar thing. It takes over Manhattan to a certain extent. But, I don't know, the aisles are wider. Jarvis is bigger than the San Diego Convention Center.
Is it?
Jarvis, I think they held 180,000 people this year, and San Diego can do about 135.
I mean, that's why it spilled over so much in San Diego, because, like,
Oh, yeah.
when this doesn't even sound like that long ago to me, but in 2003, 2004, actually from 2003 to about 2006, I worked at San Diego Comic-Con in the art show. It was only housed in the main convention center. They hadn't even started using Hall H yet my first year.
You are dating yourself.
I know. Hall H was a part of the main convention, and Ballroom 20, that was, like, the main big room.
That's wild. That's where they have, like, the hentai exhibits now. Like, they don't even, like, bother with mainstream stuff anymore.
It's so funny. It's like, that's like the B-list movies. Those are like oh, man.
But, like, no, I mean, it's 2017. I did both San Diego and New York this year. Just from experience, like, I had a better time in New York. I got to see more things because the aisles are wider. And New Yorkers know how to move. Mm-hmm. They just walk better. Like, they have a good sense of, like, don't fucking stop in front of a shitload of people.
They're better at being pedestrians.
Yeah, I mean, cosplay is pretty strong through both. I think through San Diego you get angrier cosplayers because they're all sweaty because it's July in San Diego. So you get 107-degree heat with people in full cosplay versus New York where it was, like, a decent 77, 78 or so. It's a little gloomy, but that's it.
Right. Which is kind of what you want if you're going to be in costume.
Exactly, yeah. I saw a group of Overwatch players all dressed as, like, Kirby. So it was like Kirby took over the Overwatch.
Oh, wow.
And then I saw 3 Sombras, which I was a little sad about. I wanted to see more. Saw way more divas.
I don't get that, because, like, Diva, to me, is just always in that mech suit, so her being out of the suit is a bad thing anyway.
She's more vulnerable that way.
Yeah, she's really vulnerable. Like,
she only has, like, 200 life outside the mech suit, and in the mech suit she's, like, 500.
But I guess it's easy. You just put on, like, a onesie, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you do little triangles under your eyes. It's a cute girl costume. Like, everyone did Tracer last year, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it takes a very specific body type to pull off the Diva costume, I'm sure.
Yeah, Sombra is a little more forgiving with that waistline. It's kind of...
She wears a large coat and scarves.
She's more into layers and leggings, which is my style. Like, I'm kind of between a Sombra and a May.
Okay.
I'm not mad about it. You know, I look good.
We are off on a completely wrong game right now.
It's not a wrong game. Overwatch is the perfect game.
I know, but not for this episode.
Sombra. We could start a whole different show about the tales of Overwatch just because of how rich the lore is.
But we're not going to.
Which is why I love it. But that was my mini change. I'm just going to throw my hat out there. Unpopular opinion corner with Andrea. I don't understand the Shawshank Redemption. I know it's a classic. It's a bird movie. Like, it's a bunch of dudes that are sad about shit. I just want to see more of the bird. Bird disappears. You barely see the bird. His name is Jake, right?
Yes.
Yeah. R.I.P. Jake. Justice for Jake. Hashtag it. And New York Comic Con is more fun and a better fan experience, in my opinion, than San Diego. Come at me.
Okay.
Someone
now
actually
on to
is.
the actual episode.
So... this week, we are doing one that I actually, just to throw this out there, it came out in 1998.
98, okay.
So I was a young girl. I remember seeing commercials, and I remember going to Target with my dad and seeing that they had a demo for it, and I would not leave the demo. I played the demo like twice, because, you know, it'll be like a mini level.
Oh, yeah.
But I just stood there and was like, this is amazing! And he was like, we are poor. We are leaving now. And I was like, a little more, so...
Right, I only have the demo, so let me have this.
This is all I can have. I got a PlayStation maybe in, like, early thousands after PS2 came out. So it was like my cousin got a PS2 and I think I got the hand-me-down, and then I got a couple of hand-me-down discs after that. So, you know, in true, like, he's a younger cousin too, so it was like a hand-me-up. So in true, like, sad girl fashion, I just remember the demo because I didn't actually have the game. But I was obsessed with it. And this is a note to my creepy girl roots that this is kind of like a creepy game, but still a kid-friendly one.
Okay.
We are talking about Medievil.
Medievil.
Your eyes just lit up.
I never played it, but I do remember this game coming out and everything.
They had the demo at Target.
No, this is a game I've heard of, and yeah, no, I'm familiar with this one, but I've never played it, so this is good.
Oh, I'm excited then to talk to you about it. So, you remember in the commercials you saw, like, the skeleton guy, and he was in his suit, and it was like a hacker, like a slashing game, and you go through a medieval town, and you're a skeleton, and it's rad.
Yeah, I liked the Maximo series, so it just always seemed like another version of that, so I was like, I've already got that one.
Okay, so you're like, I have something that's really similar.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, I don't know anything about the Maximo series, so that might be a later one for me.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's so cool. Okay, I'm glad I felt like you must have heard of it, because if I knew about it as a kid and was so excited about it, like, it was at least on your radar as someone who's older. So like I said, this came out in Europe and North America in 98. and in Japan in 99. It was, I'm quoting this, it's an action-adventure hack-and-slash game.
Hack and slash, that's a popular genre.
It's cool. I kind of like that for PlayStation, and it just came out on PlayStation. There was a sequel that came out in 2000, so they actually moved very quickly with the sequel. So the first series, 98, and then 99 in Japan. Second one came out in 2000. And then in 2005, it was re-released for the PlayStation Portable.
Okay.
Which, I think you wanted one of those for a second, and then nothing else came out on it, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, Kingdom Hearts was doing all those different games on all the different systems. It was like...
That's right.
I kept wanting to play through them all, but they eventually released them all onto just PlayStation, like, in bundles, so I...
Done.
Didn't need that anymore.
There you go. When it was re-released for the PlayStation, PSP PlayStation Plus, it was titled Medieval Resurrection.
Ooh.
Which is kind of cute. And I want to get into the history of the game because I actually was really fascinated by this. Specifically because, 98's a very kind of weird time. It's right before we couldn't get too violent.
Right.
There's a lot going on in the world. The 90s were just kind of a sensitive time where we were in this kind of mid-period where no one was really a pussy yet, but people started getting sensitive.
Yeah. Are we in Clinton blowjob era?
About that?
Yeah.
So people were a little on edge in general. So something like this where it's kid-friendly was very welcomed, I think. There was also that sense of, like, violent video games cause violent reactions. And I'm referring to, like, violence, again, with kids on kids, situations like that where it's like, if you're a kid playing a video game where there's a gun, you're going to pick up a gun.
Right.
So that sort of correlation was starting to happen. So games like this were actually really popular and, like, well received because of the weird climate at the time.
Okay.
I have my own thoughts about that, but that's a whole nother show. This was developed by SCE Cambridge Studios, which is a British company, and published by Sony. It was written by Jason Wilson, who was also the voice. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of his baby, so he wrote out the whole narrative, and then he voices the main character.
That's cool.
He also worked on the second one in the art department, but he hasn't done much outside of the Medieval series. So
this is like his only claim to fame.
Yeah, his roster is like, I wrote and I voiced the first one, and then I worked on the art for the second one. He didn't voice the second one, but that's okay.
So is the first one like an independent game, more or less?
I think the first one was more of a pet project, and then because it did well, they were like, throw money at it, get a second one out there, keep the franchise alive, kind of
right,
thing.
So that's why they rushed out a second game, it looks like.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe it's just I'm spoiled from today's age, but like, you wait at least 18 months to 2 years for a sequel. Like, I don't even want to talk about your Kingdom Hearts 3 complex, but...
I mean, it's between Kingdom Hearts 3, Half-Life 3, Portal 3. The threes just have a horrible time of coming out.
The trilogies are fucking you up. We're in Life is Strange Part 2 right now, kind of, so... Well, it's the prequel, so that's not fair. Yeah. It was directed and programmed by Chris Sorrell, who also hasn't done much outside of the Medieval franchise, except for one other franchise, which, after reading about it, I kind of want to cover it. It's an EA title called James Pond.
James Pond?
Yeah, so this guy was, like, pioneering Medieval and James Pond. And James Pond is exactly what it sounds like. It's a fish spy.
It's a fish spy. Yeah. I actually went with salamander in my head.
Oh, no, it's James Pond. He's a little fish with a tux and, like, a martini. And
okay.
So this guy's a goofy guy. Like, he has a good sense of humor.
Okay.
Clearly. And then one other person that came out of this project is Paul Arnold, who did the music for Medieval. This is a really tight-knit group. That's why I can kind of go over everyone. It wasn't, like, a big development group. It was really just kind of a couple of dudes putting something together out of passion. So Paul Arnold got the project to do the music. They straight up said, we want Tim Burton. We want it to be whimsical and creepy, which kind of explains those very easy connections to Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, you're playing as a skeleton as your hero. It's a little dark. Like, it's, like, very G-rated spooky.
Okay.
So he straight up had to, like, kind of emulate that.
Okay. I mean, it's smart.
Yeah, and he's actually still in the industry. So while the other two kind of did this project and kind of shifted their gears, his IMDb is poppin'. He scored 2003's Green Street Hooligans 3.
The third one?
The third!
Oh, that's where shit hit the fan, though.
Did you watch the third one?
No.
Okay.
I love the first one.
Yeah.
And then I saw the second one, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, there's a third one. He scored that one. But he's done a bunch of movies. He's done miniseries, video games. He's actually been a composer across a lot of different mediums, so...
Well, good for him.
Yeah, he's doing well for himself. But his biggest title is the title he did right before Medieval. And
before Medieval.
And it's a video game title. So thinking about big video, and this is a huge video game title. Video game title right before Medieval. Medieval came out in 98. Give me 2 guesses. If you want hints, let me know.
I mean, you're going I gotta go with like a Doom.
No. Play along at home.
Play along at home?
We have listeners. Telling them to play along at home and tell me.
I thought you were giving me a hint like it's Wheel of Fortune.
I mean, it's not.
Okay.
That doesn't count, though.
Okay, and then I'm gonna have to go with a Mortal Kombat of some kind.
His biggest title that he scored was Frogger.
Frogger. I remember that update. The PlayStation 1 update of Frogger. I remember that entirely.
Like a hops across. That's
all
that my boy.
So annoying. I've never liked Frogger.
Really?
Oh, it's so dumb.
I used to play Frogger on my computer.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always hated Frogger.
Frogger's great.
Oh.
I mean, I get it.
So do I.
You gotta go.
But it's just...
Some of the frogs are little. Some of the frogs are different.
Maybe it's just I'm not good at it. It's an infuriating game. But no, I totally remember that remake of Frogger. Okay.
Yeah, he did the music for it. So
okay.
So one guy who's like really still in the industry and a couple guys that did this completely out of like, this is our passion. We want to tell the story. That's our main squad. Again, like I said, the game was largely inspired by The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Originally, the game was going to be a game on Sega that was supposed to be a shooter that felt like an arcade. So it was supposed to kind of feel like an at-home shooter game like you'd find in an arcade.
Okay, so where you don't really control where the person's going, you just point and shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Sony ended up checking it out and buying the game development company, took it over, made it a PlayStation exclusive, and adjusted the format. So would it be a top-down? Not really top-down, but like...
A third-person shooter? Like how like Grand Theft Auto is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's third-person.
That's third-person, yeah. So it kind of adjusted to be a third-person when Sony got a hold of it. So the developer, the Cambridge company, actually did the first Frogger, which is how Paul Arnold was a part of it.
Oh, okay.
But the composer was the only heavy hitter to bump over to Medieval when that one started. So Sony acquired this game development company, and the guy who did the music from Frogger is the only one to also bump over and work on Medieval when that one was like heavily in production.
Okay.
They also did 24 the game for PlayStation 2 when that came out.
Ooh.
They did a couple other titles. They did Little Big Planet for PlayStation Plus.
Oh.
So they did a couple like really big franchises, a lot of other pieces that are well known, but they actually closed this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
They just shut down, huh?
They just shut down.
Oh.
They had a great run, though. I mean, they just about 20 years, I'm guessing.
That's not a bad job for a company. Like,
no, I mean...
That's respectable.
Frogger and Medieval. And
you raised it and sent it off to college.
Yeah.
And then it failed out, apparently.
It can almost drink. So close. So yeah, that's kind of the background of the company that put it together. Again, like real big passion project for these two guys. They got this awesome composer that also did Frogger. He's like Mr. Frogger, like that's all I got for you.
Right.
And when Sony got a hold of it, they really kind of adjusted the format of the gameplay. But I think it's cool. So
all right.
They finished the game. I'm gonna give you 2 of the marketing taglines, and I want you to tell me which one is worse.
Okay.
The first one, you'll be dying to play. It's a little too on the nose.
I mean, sure.
And the other one, which I think is actually my favorite / my vote, a gothic tale straight from the grave.
All right, well, here's the thing. Going with no visuals, I gotta go with the second one.
Okay.
Because that first one is just, like, you could read it in any way and be like, okay, I guess I'm dying to play this game. Whatever. Like, no, but the other one, the gothic tale, yeah, that one.
I think I know what you like about it.
What's that?
Do you like how heavy-handed it is?
That is my favorite part of it. I love that it's how heavy-handed it is.
So, the official synopsis is, this is the TLDR. A legendary hero awakens after 100 years since his death in battle, only to find that his arch-nemesis is yet again roaming the earth to make an army of demons out of the dead. I don't think that's very well written.
No.
But I copied and pasted that.
There's an army of demons.
Army of demons out of the dead.
So wait, they're not zombies. They're demons?
They're dead demons. Zombies weren't really in yet.
No, but I mean raising the... Okay.
You are our hero. You play as Sir Daniel Fortesque.
Fortesque?
He goes by Dan. And he's a goofball. He's like a lanky, weird dude.
Okay.
He's that guy that got a growth spurt before everyone else did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was that guy.
No, you weren't.
No, I really was.
And then everyone just zoomed past.
I hit 5'9" in the 4th grade, and then I just stopped.
Yeah, that's knowing you as an adult. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I haven't grown since the 4th grade.
No. Oh.
I did hit 5'9" in like the 4th grade, and everybody's like, oh my god, you're gonna be so tall. I'm like, yes! No.
Ew, you were this size when you were like 9 or 10? I don't know why, but that grosses me out.
Why does that? It grosses you out?
Because I feel like I'm hugging a
so
giant 4th
lanky,
grader
yeah.
now. Ew. Oh, you're really skinny too.
Oh yeah, I was really skinny.
That's weird.
I'm not that skinny anymore.
You grew in different ways, sweetie. So you are Sir Daniel Fortesque. Sir Dan, if you will. You don't have to. So the game opens with a flashback in the 13th century. They give us the timestamp so we know it's legit.
Wow.
And this is in the kingdom of Gallowmere. Not a real kingdom, but I'll let it slide.
Sure.
And you are Sir Daniel Fortesque. You feel yourself as Sir Daniel Fortesque. Sir Daniel Fortesque is the reanimated skeleton of a deceased champion knight who history holds in high esteem. So,
wait. All right, so the game is taking place in the 13th century, or this is just the history?
This is the history.
Okay, so Sir Daniel Fortesque was from the 13th century?
Some shit like that. I don't know. Timeline's confusing.
Okay.
But you are a skeleton in medieval times that was also a medieval person.
Got it.
Yeah. And everyone thought he was the shit. Everyone's like, oh, he's like a dick swinger. He fucked shit up. Dope ass dude. That's what it said on his tombstone.
Dope ass dude?
Dope ass dude.
Okay.
Also, when I die, please put that on my tombstone.
Dope ass dude.
Yeah. They'd be like, oh, let's go visit grandma. Oh, which one's her headstone?
It's the one that says dope ass dude.
It's shaped like a pizza.
Right.
She requested that rabbits be fed at her grave every day.
Every day.
Every day. Please make sure this happens.
Okay.
This counts as my will. So history thinks Sir Daniel is super dope, and one of his heroic things is that he took down this sorcerer named Zarok, Z-A-R-O-K.
Zarok.
Zarok, yeah. And the one thing Zarok did before Daniel killed him is that he raised an army of demons and wanted to take over the kingdom.
Is this more demons, or this is the same demons?
This is the first round of demons.
First round of demons.
Yeah,
Go.
so Zarok was like, fuck this shit. So he had an army of demons. He was gonna take over the whole kingdom.
The whole kingdom.
The whole kingdom.
Not just part of it.
Yeah. And basically the myth is that Daniel went into battle with the king's army and he killed the sorcerer during the battle. During the battle, he also died. So, like, it was like a Rocky, ending of Rocky shit where, like, they're both punching each other. But
I don't think you know how Rocky ends.
I am only referencing this from that episode of Scrubs where they are trying to figure out how to, like, finish a fight, and they go, okay, we'll end it like in Rocky, and they take a picture of them punching each other at the last minute.
Yeah, I don't know which Rocky that is, but
It's the Rocky from Scrubs.
okay, I haven't seen Scrubs.
Scrubs is delightful.
But I've seen the ending of the first Rocky, and I know that's not how it ends.
Well, maybe it's not one.
Okay.
Aren't there a bunch?
Yeah, there's a whole shitload of Rockies.
Yeah, and now we're getting into creeds.
That's true. Yeah,
Like-
now we're on to just the next generation.
We're a few creeds in now, right? Like,
No,
the
we're-
second one's coming out soon.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think. Oh my God, they're
Michael
just
B. Jordan
never gonna
stays busy.
stop.
That's why he's so fit.
And so Stallone, look at him.
He stays busy in other
He's like
ways.
90 and yoked,
Homeboy yoked,
like
though.
creepy yoked. So many veins.
People don't say yoked anymore.
They don't.
No, I don't think so. I think that's like a Stallone.
People his age do.
Okay, that's fair. Anyway, so Rocky ending, whatever that means. I wrote that because that's my only frame of reference. Again,
Fair.
I probably shouldn't be hosting this. So he dies in battle as he kills Zarok, and they like find him dead, but they also find like the sorcerer dead. So like, cool, Dan fixed everything. Dope ass dude. Bury him. Make sure he is the hero of the city or the kingdom.
Okay.
Was every city back in the day a kingdom? Like, you know how like we have cities and towns and townships?
You know, I've always wondered that kind of stuff because, like, you think of England's not that fucking big.
No.
And you think of it all as in England. I guess it also is in like France and stuff like that, but
Just throwing it out there.
it always seems like there was always like a castle of some sort, and there was a little village that surrounded it. I don't know. I think there's like lesser castles and greater castles and
Other shit like that. Anyway, that's boring as shit.
rich white people.
Ugh, the worst. The real villains of the story. So, that's like the mythology. We find out as the audience that this is a total lie. Total bullshit. Smoke up everyone's ass.
Wait, which part's a lie?
All of it.
Sir Daniel's a lie?
So Daniel was never a hero. So he leads the battle into Zorok's, like, sorcerer shit. He's the first one to die.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he, like, barely makes it up there, but he catches an arrow to the eye and is just dead immediately.
Okay.
And...
so why does he become, like, the hero of the story?
because during this battle, Zorok went into hiding.
But he died.
They think he died.
Oh, Zorok's the bad guy.
Zorok's the bad guy.
Okay, Daniel's the dead one.
Yeah, they all assume because Daniel got there first and is dead, they're like, oh, he fucked shit up and the sorcerer's gone. Yay!
And then he died in battle.
The sorcerer saw an opening and was like, I'm gonna skip town. They rallied an army. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And, like, they roll up on Daniel with an arrow through his eye, and, like, they don't know that he fucking, like, Mr. Beaned his way into it and then died. Like,
right.
He, like, managed to, like, get in there and then immediately died.
That's like Elijah Wood's cameo in Spy Kids 3D. Yeah, take that reference.
I don't want to. Why have you seen Spy Kids?
Because it was Robert Rodriguez and I was like 20.
Okay, only the first half is okay. The second half makes it super weird.
Because I wanted to watch everything that he did, and that was part of it.
Did you see it in theaters?
No,
okay,
I saw it at home.
That would have been super creepy. Like,
no, I saw it at home.
You go in there like, I fucking love From Dusk Till Dawn!
No, I waited to watch that in the privacy of my own home.
Oh,
but
don't
Elijah
phrase it
Wood's
like that.
cameo in that movie is freaking amazing.
He just rolls up and dies immediately.
Yeah, but he rolls up as, like, the hero of the day. Like, everybody's been looking for this hero. And he walks up, he's like, yeah, I'm the hero. Turns around, gets blasted, and dies.
See,
it's fantastic.
I was young enough to see the first Spy Kids in theaters, so I know you were too old to watch any of the Spy Kids in theaters. That's why I brought that up.
But this is like Elijah Wood mid Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
So he was a huge star, and that was a funny ass cameo.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, that's literally what happens to Sir Dan.
Oh, poor guy.
Homeboy is, like, knighted. They, like, roll out the red carpet for him. They're like, he is the hero of the kingdom. He died immediately. Like, without missing a beat. Like, it's that thing of, like, you put one foot on the mine and then you're dead. Like, that's kind of what happened to Sir Dan. And Zorok was like, I'm gonna go. You guys got this? Bye.
I'm totally dead.
Yeah. You guys handle it. So Sir Dan's troops managed to go on, win the battle. They beat all the demons. Zorok escapes, goes into hiding, and just lets people assume he's dead. They're like, they don't do a thorough job. They do, like, the superhero job where they're like, he's probably dead. Let's not look into it. We don't need a body.
Body's unnecessary for this confirmed kill.
Yeah, but we're going to confirm it. We're going to declare this a victory.
Yeah.
In his defense, though, he goes into hiding for 100 years.
Hey, if you're gonna hide and convince people you're dead, that's a good way to do it.
Wait, more than a week?
Way more than a week.
Yeah, so he bounces, he's in hiding. 1 century later, he reemerges, he goes into the village, this is kind of rad, and he basically steals the souls of a bunch of citizens and awakens his army.
So he rips the souls out of a bunch of people, puts demon souls inside of the human bodies?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's really dark. Like, it's a kid's game. You remember, like, the marketing. Like, it's a goofy, silly kid's game.
Right, this is a G-rated horror.
We could totally make this, like, an R-rated, like, dark universe style, like, Batman Begins kind of thing.
James Vanderbeek Power Rangers.
Oh, which I'm still living for.
Right.
And we liked the new Power Rangers. But
yeah, that was good. It was fun.
I loved me some James Vanderbeek. So he puts out this, like, super creepy energy throughout the village and the graveyard to, like, wake up zombies and shit. And he accidentally wakes up Sir Dan.
Oh!
Because, again, Sir Dan's dead.
Right, Sir Dan's been dead.
Yeah.
And so he accidentally resurrects his person.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy who allegedly killed him, but very clearly didn't.
Right.
And that's where you as the player come in. So you're like...
You're resurrected now.
You're like, at least I died a hero. And then they're like, money where your mouth is. And he's like, fuck! Oh, no!
Now I have to actually be a hero? Oh, yeah. God.
So you wake up, he's, like, full of cobwebs, and there's, like, he's missing his eye and shit. Like, it's weird. In the game, he has one eyeball, like, in the design of the character, but the other eyeball's gone because he got shot through the eyeball.
Okay, because it's like hollow, right?
Yeah, it's hollow, but you have like one. It's kind of funny. So he gets out of his crypt and he's like, fuck this noise. I should kill Zarok. like everyone thinks I did.
Yeah.
He's a little plagued because he's like,
this is my fault.
yeah, he's like, I could have stopped this the first time if I didn't die immediately.
Right.
One shot, one kill. Like, deadass, like, Widowmaker took him out. No, Hanzo, the archer.
The Hanzo archer, yeah.
Sorry, too much Overwatch.
Way too much Overwatch.
Not enough Overwatch. So, yeah, Hanzo took him out originally, and now he's like, I can earn this now, because they buried me in the Hall of Heroes and shit. Like, they took care of me. Like, everyone's sucking my dick. Like, everyone's stoked on me. I did nothing.
Everybody's so excited that I'm back, and they have no idea the truth.
Yeah, and like everyone was like, he saved the village and kingdom from despair, and he's like, no, I didn't.
It's like that episode of Firefly in Janestown.
Yeah, he's Jane in this. Like, they made the mud statue for him.
And they wrote
and
a
he's
song.
like, no, a man they call Dan. So he gets out of the cemetery, and he gets through Galamir. He has his big sword and stuff. If you remember what he looks like, he's a very big skeleton, big broad shoulders. He has one big sword that he can kind of swing around in a circle.
Okay.
And as you go through, you can pick up pieces of armor and stuff, so just to kind of help you level up. Like, in Zelda, you got the Master Sword. In this game, you basically just level up your armor and stuff. You look cooler.
Okay.
Which is kind of neat.
I always like it when they upgrade the armor, because it makes it more fun to look at just over time that somebody changes their look.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I feel like I'm leveling up because I look more put together.
Right.
It's great.
Link does it.
I know, right? He gets through a lot of swords.
Yeah, and his outfit always changes too.
Does it?
You know what? Honestly, I haven't played one since...
The Game Boy one that I played too, Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds.
Which is fucking great.
But the thing is, I hadn't played a Zelda game since the one that it's the sequel to.
Oh.
Link to the Past.
So...
I hadn't played any of the N64 Zeldas, which I know is blasphemous and terrible. I just never had an N64, so I never got to play any of those Zeldas. Or GameCube, so I didn't... Honestly, I haven't owned a Nintendo system since the Super Nintendo, so... I missed all the Zeldas.
So within this franchise, you've only played one specific branch of the franchise?
Yeah, and they're like the two best ones, so I don't even care.
It's like you played Pokemon, but you only played Gold, Silver, Crystal, and then played Heart Gold, Soul Silver when that came out.
Sure.
You don't get that.
No.
It's fucking hysterical.
Okay.
I am playing Silver right now on my 3DS. It's great. So you're Sir Dan, you're getting through Galamir, you're hacking up demons, and you're making your way to Zarok's lair. How are you saying Zarok?
I don't know. You're the one
That
that's...
sounds sexy. That sounds like Salt Bay or something.
Zarok.
Zarok. I rock from Ready Player One.
Ugh.
He's probably the same level of, like, creepy. So Zarok has this lair, and there's general obstacles, warriors and shit.
Yeah.
There's more of them as you go through.
Okay.
It's mostly just a hack and slash game, like I said. So
yeah.
It's literally just like the same game through different lenses of like, okay, now there's a different field.
Yeah, no, that's usually why they call it a hack and slash, because that's just what it ends up being. Just, you're going to swing your sword a whole lot.
Yeah. And there's also some things you can collect throughout. There's chalices that you can collect.
Okay.
That are just like unlocked here and there.
Hidden around the levels and stuff.
And the fun thing is, there's different endings based on how many chalices you can collect.
Ooh.
Which is kind of fun, which we'll get into.
I love multi-endings.
I know, right? It's good.
They're
It's
fun.
it's not butterfly effect, but it's kind of pre-butterfly effect, where like your choices affect the outcome of the game.
Okay.
Which I adore.
Yeah. We're getting better at them.
We are. They would not work on this show, but
No.
skip to 30 minutes for this end. Shit like that. You're out of the cemetery, you're going through, you're collecting chalices, really nothing to write home about through here. And you get to Zarok's lair. Dan gets all the way through Zarok's lair, and he's waiting there. He's like, oh, yeah, motherfucker. We doing this.
Ooh.
So he sends out some skeletal warriors, and he's like, go get them. This is kind of weird, though. So before he does that, Dan puts one of the chalices that he got in the game into a white circle in the middle of the arena. This is really cool. It summons the souls of all the soldiers from Dan's army who fought in the war a century ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is, like, really cool. He's like, fire with fire, motherfucker!
Now, here's my question. is it one of those situations where when everybody dies, you get all the knowledge of the universe, so all his soldiers know that Dan died the fucking moment he walked in? They're like, no, we know he's full of shit.
No.
Okay, they actually think he's a hero.
Dan died so far before they all rolled up on him that they all just saw him dead right when they rolled up, and they're like, oh shit,
so
Dan
they
fucked
die
some
with
shit
their
up.
last memory, and that's it.
Dan really is the only one that knows he died being a pussy.
Okay.
Him and Zarok's mom died was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. So
I didn't know if they all like got ghosted together and then they looked back and like, so what really happened?
got ghosted together.
Yeah.
That's great, got ghosted together. So he puts down his chalice, it brings up all the ghosts, and because they're ghosts, they are super powerful against the skeletal warriors who are also like angry ghosts. Yeah, right? So Dan's army charges towards Zarok's army and they do a whole thing. Pew pew, whatever. And Dan has to do this thing where he's zapping them with good lightning to keep them
lightning.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. And
Healing lightning.
Yeah. So he has to keep them like charged, kind of. It's a resource piece where you have to like manage resources.
Okay.
And he has to keep them charged to like fight Zarok's army. If he doesn't keep them charged, then that's how you can die and like lose. So if he doesn't keep them charged, you die and you lose. But once you keep them all charged up and they can defeat the demons, Zarok loses and Dan's warriors get super stoked. They're like, fuck yeah, Dan!
Go Dan!
And they're cheering, and then they produce these health vials that Dan can get to get all his energy back as much as possible, because he spent out a lot of energy making the good lightning happen.
Right.
And Zarok is like, God damn it. He didn't do this the first time, I swear to God.
I swear this guy just died last time. Where did he get good?
And he's like, I have an idea.
Oh.
He brings out his champion.
Oh, he had a champion.
Zarok had a champion. The champion is Lord Kardok.
Lord Kardok.
Reporting in to Sorcerer Zardok. And Lord Zardok is this is what I pulled directly out of like the walkthrough, which is kind of funny. A skeletal man wielding a mace.
A mace.
A mace. Like, isn't that spray?
No, a mace. No, a mace is a like a big ball of metal at the end of a.
Oh!
At the end of a like a stick.
I thought that was fucking hysterical because he had pepper spray.
No.
In medieval times. I was like, is he a mall cop? What's happening?
No, it's like a ball. It's got like spikes or like sharp edges around it, and you use that to beat people.
Like the chick in Kill Bill? Like she had a ball on a stick and shit?
No, that's on a chain though. A mace is just like, it's like literally attached to the end of the stick.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
He's got that and he's riding a skeleton horse. So he's kind of cool.
I mean, that's terrifying.
I literally thought it was a skeleton on a skeleton with pepper spray.
With pepper spray.
I never made it to this level, obviously.
Clearly.
Because, again, played like one level.
Right, you played the demo.
Yeah.
At Target.
Yeah. But it's like, he's gonna pepper spray a skeleton. His skin's been gone, motherfucker.
He's only got one eye, that's why.
That's his weakness. So, I thought that was hysterical when I read it.
I'm so sorry to ruin that for you.
You really ruined it.
Yeah. History ruins a good visual.
God damn it. So, Dan fucks up Lord Kardok, and Zardok is like, shit! Did being dead help him? Like, really? What the fuck?
Did he work out in the afterlife? What the fuck happened?
And he's like, if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. And
hasn't he been doing it himself this whole time?
No, he's been sending his army of demons, and then he sent Lord Zardok, or Kardok, which, like, okay. He kind of pulls in End of BioShock, because he's like, if I need to kill this guy, I will have to become the monster to destroy him.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Spoilers. Do we need to say spoiler alert for this show?
This whole show's a spoiler, and we could ruin just about anything.
And we try to play games that are older so we don't ruin shit for anyone.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do the end of The Last of Us. It's still a little too new.
Yeah, we have like an unspoken rule about just like, we want to do a bit older so people have a chance to either, if they're not going to play these games, they're never going to play these games.
Yeah, they can at least have a chance to be nostalgic about them or like
miss
them entirely. Catch up on pop culture throughout.
Right.
But yeah, spoiler alert. And BioShock's been out for 10 years.
Yeah,
that's fine.
It's way old.
But yeah, he pulls an End of BioShock and is like, I will become the monster. And he has some trouble casting the right spell, but he figures it out and comes out as a dragon. He's like a wingless dragon, but he's still like a big ass dragon. So it's like
It's more like a lizard dragon.
Yeah, he's a real big
It's
lizard.
a dinosaur?
Yeah.
He comes out as a dinosaur.
He comes out as a dinosaur.
Okay.
Like, he thought Maleficent and ended with We're the Robinsons.
Okay.
Was that a weird reference?
I was thinking more like the vision that Mushu has of himself.
Yeah.
And the actual Mushu.
I am your dragon. And it's like this weird little dude.
With this little, tiny little lizard guy.
Yeah, so he comes out and he figures it out. He comes out as a dragon. Would you be scared if a man came out as a dragon to you?
I've been really struggling to tell you this. It's something I've been dealing with my whole life.
Oh my god, honey.
And I'm really happy that you brought this up this way.
This is a safe space.
I hope so. I mean, the other castle is supposed to be a place for everybody. Yeah. And I hope you can accept me because I am a dragon.
Fuck! That explains so much.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so scaly.
It's not just dry skin.
No, it's my scales.
No, that was just an excuse to get you to rub lotion on me every day.
Ew. I thought that was a married thing.
It is. It's totally a married thing. I'm not a dragon. You aren't taking this weird.
Nope.
I'm not. Happy April. It's October.
I married a dragon. Like yourself, Zarok is a dragon.
Oh, okay.
He comes out as a dragon, and Dan's like, "You fucking kidding me? I just defeated an army with my own undead army. I beat a man carrying carrying a mace." I wrote these notes in a different mindset. I'm sorry. And now you're a dragon. I've been dead for 100 years. I just miss bread. Like, leave me alone. So they're fighting. Dan wins if you play it right.
If you play it right.
If Dan wins, which he should, because there's nothing else to do at this point in the game.
Right.
Zarok explodes and becomes a people again.
Just a normal person?
Yeah, like what he was before, and he's like, fuck, you win.
He just gives up?
Yeah, so he's like, God damn it. So Zarok gets up and he's like, you know what, if I failed, everyone's gonna die, and you are gonna stay in my lair forever. And he zaps up the ceiling with his trident.
Is a trident?
Oh yeah, all sorcerers have tridents.
Right.
And the roof caves in. Because, like, if I'm going down, I'm bringing every motherfucker with me.
Oh my god, what a vengeful little dick.
He was just a dragon.
And now he's just a people.
Now he's just a very angry people. As he's doing this, a big chunk of debris falls on top of him, and it goes, squeak!
He just goes squeak?
Yeah, it's kind of cute. And Dan's like, fuck this. I already died once with this dude. I'm over it.
Yeah.
So Dan escapes, and he gets out to the arena entrance, like right before the lair where he was fucking everything up with the with his army.
Mm-hmm.
And he's watching the lair fall apart. He's like, holy shit. And this small flying creature comes towards him, and the two get blown back by the explosion of a sundial that was right next to them. So
no.
Yeah. And Dan's like, what the fuck? So Dan manages to hang on to a floating cog from a time device till he gets to a small cave.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, cool, we're out of here. I have this shit from a time device.
Because suddenly there's time devices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did somebody come from the future?
I mean, no.
I'm not going to try to find logic.
No.
Don't bother?
Don't do it. It's from the 90s.
It's going to make my head hurt.
It's going to make your little dragon brain hurt.
It's going to make my eyes go crossed like Austin Powers.
There you go. So he's in this little cave. He brushes the dust off his armor. And then there's like a fire going on, and he has to get away from the fire. Like, he literally gets like a moment of rest to be like, holy shit, that was crazy. And he looks up and he's like, God damn it! This shit's on fire! Really? And so he's running, and there's an explosion, and it shoots him flying, and he ends up flying off a cliff because, like, he's having the worst fucking day.
Clearly, having a very bad day.
He's not really, he's like, I just killed, like, so many dead dudes, and, like, this sucks. I'm so over it. So he's falling off this cliff, and this giant vulture picks him up out of his fall and takes him back to his crypt.
And swoops him.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? No, you need to just go back to sleep. To dead sleep.
Just let this man die.
I know. Let this man stay dead. So he gets back to his crypt. He falls off the cliff. Bird catches him. He gets back to his crypt. And as he's getting back to this crypt, he sees that all the souls that Zorak stole in the beginning of the game are getting returned to the citizens.
Oh.
Yeah, because, like, it's that, what is that mothership thing where, like, the motherboard goes down and everything's okay?
Yeah, that classic Marvel trope.
Yeah. It's not just Marvel, it's everything.
No, I know, it's...
Like...
the hive mind.
Yeah, the hive mind. Zorak's actually dead this time, so everyone goes back to normal. Thinking ending of Jessica Jones, Independence Day. Name anything.
Matrix.
Name literally anything.
All of them.
So he's like, cool. I actually did save the town this time. I knew no one in this town because it's 100 years later.
All my friends and family are dead.
And it's medieval times. This is like 4 or 5 generations after him.
I'm saving that prick Jared's kids.
Yeah. His fucking DNA made it through because I defeated Zorak the first time.
I can't believe Jared's kids got...
fucking Jared.
That little bastard.
So he's like, I'm done, right? We're cool.
We're cool.
Climbs back into his crypt and is like, deuces. I'm done.
Until the next adventure.
And I told you that there are 2 different endings.
Oh, right.
So if you don't get all the chalices, there's a whole bunch. Dan goes to sleep in his crypt. The camera zooms into an eye socket where Dan was not shot until the screen is completely black and just says the end. So, kind of a cop-out. But if you do get all the chalices,
all of them,
the same thing happens, but Dan is now in the Hall of Heroes.
Where he belongs.
Yeah.
Rightfully this time.
Yeah, he earned it. He gets there. The rest of his heroes have come to life. Like, they were statues and, like, busts of people as kind of a mausoleum, but now they're alive, and they're all stoked, and they're like, fuck yeah, Dan!
They're all welcoming him because he actually belongs.
He earned it, yeah!
Oh.
And Dan does, like, a couple backflips or something, and, like, ends up in a chair. Like, he, like, parkours himself into, like, the king's chair.
It's like a stripper move, like a male stripper move.
Yeah, someone throws, like, a gauntlet cup thing at him, and he catches it with his, like, weird foot. He gets wine, and, like, he tries to drink it, but he's a skeleton, so the wine kind of splashes everywhere.
So it's like on Pirates of the Caribbean, just, like, splash. Oh, that's great.
You see it, like, go through him, and everyone's super stoked, and they're all clapping for him, and then it goes into the end, so... you get this really sweet ending if you do stick around and, like, help Dan get all the chalices. Okay. Which is cute.
That's good.
Yeah, he gets a little more redemption if you get all the chalices.
I like it when they give you a little bit more ending.
Yeah, you know, it's cool. Like, if you get everyone killed until dawn, you get a cool ending. And
right. Right. Except for the Batman Arkham games with those stupid fucking Riddler problems that you've got to...
Oh.
You can't get the full ending until you get all 3,000 Riddler problems.
There genuinely are, like, hundreds, right?
Oh my god. I just go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, that's the time when I go on YouTube to watch, like, a video of somebody playing a game. I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm not going to look for them all. I'm not going to complete them all. Fuck that. That's going to take me years.
In Pokemon, if you collect all the Pokemon in that Pokedex, which at this point can be up to, like, 700 or 800 Pokemon.
Right.
You can get a certificate from someone.
Oh, a certificate?
Deadass certificate. And, like, you need both games to get all Pokemon. Or,
right.
like, all iterations of the game that come out in that generation. So for Gen 1, you need Red and Blue.
So you gotta get that one special one.
Yeah, and you also, there's, like, 4 that, I think about 4 or 5 that only evolve when you trade, so you have to, like, have a friend with the Game Boy cable to trade and shit. Like, they make you go through so many steps, so if you fill out your Pokedex... you get a fucking certificate.
Now, question. Back in the day when they had the Game Boy printer, could you print that certificate?
I don't know.
That would have been cool. I mean, a printer was worthless otherwise.
Absolutely. Well, you could take pictures of yourself.
Yeah. It's like a Polaroid.
I think that those games actually came out pre-printer.
Okay.
I don't know if you could get it printed out. Like, I don't know if
I mean, I just feel like Pokemon continued. Like, eventually one of them came out after the printer,
right.
You know?
Yeah.
So then it's like, yeah, probably have to get like 500 Pokemon at that point, or like 400, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can print your little certificate.
And be like, I have this tiny Post-it.
Look at me!
I did it!
I'm the only one that has a letter from Dr. Oak. I don't know.
Professor. He's a doctor of Pokology. But... yeah, that was Medieval, the game that you and I both missed as children.
We both missed it as children.
And I don't think I miss it now.
It's still stuck with us in some ways.
It's a little bonkers. Like, it's one of those ones I had in the back of my mind where it's like, I didn't play it, but I always thought it was so cool, and I wanted to play it so bad.
Right.
I think I'm good.
You're good at what?
I think I'm just good on it.
Yeah, you don't need to play it?
No.
Yeah, you're fine?
I got the good experience out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the second one's about, but there is
There is a second one.
Yeah.
And they made it.
Like, it's cool, you know?
Which kind of ruins his happy ending in either version of the first game.
Yeah, because he doesn't get to rest.
No, he doesn't get to rest.
Like, the point of the game is, like, life. You want to rest in peace at the end of it.
Right.
And because there's a sequel, you don't get that.
Yeah. Why won't you let me rest in peace?
Yeah. Like, just let me die and let me be dead. But this also did spark, like, I kind of want to do James Pond now.
James Pond?
James Pond.
James Pond. I don't want to play that game.
Oh. They did a lot of Frog games.
Tell me how it goes.
They had James Pond and they had Frogger. Like, this is a very Frog-heavy game development company that also did this, like, light goth slasher.
2 examples.
More than you got. They did 2 Medievils and a bunch of James Pond and Frogger games. That's all I need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
So,
how do you feel about this game?
I'm fine with having skipped it. There was when I said at the beginning that I skipped it because I was playing the Maximo series and I thought they just seemed a little too similar. Listening to it, yep, they sound a lot similar. So I think I played a very similar game at the time and I'm happy with that one. So.
Yeah. Then we don't need to do that one.
Yeah, no, I'm good skipping this one.
Cool.
But at the same time, that sounded like I'll give it has a lot more depth credit than I would have thought it would.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't just kill everything in sight. It was like, oh, I have to go defeat a sorcerer and like just let me die.
I like this whole concept of the hero that died immediately, but then got a legend built out of him for no reason. Like, I thought that was great.
The accidental war hero.
The accidental war hero. Yeah, that's wonderful. But
it's pretty funny. It's kind of cool. Like, I mean, I get it. It's cool that the composer is still doing stuff in the industry. Like,
yeah,
I think that's,
somebody's still working.
Yeah, some of them are. I think the other ones just kind of like, we did our pet project and we're cool. Like, we're gonna focus on other stuff.
This is what happiness feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy now. Cool. So, yeah, that was Medieval. Again, if you guys have any thoughts of games we should do, hit us up on Twitter or Instagram or email us. All the information to get a hold of us is down below.
Yep, in the description.
In the description?
Yes.
Yes. And please leave us a review and rate us on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you're listening to this. It really helps us.
We really need you to do that.
We'd really appreciate it. And yeah, just let us know what games we should do because I did Medieval thinking it was going to be awesome and was like, oh.
It's mediocre.
It's okay. Medieval mediocre.
Right.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, we're having a fun time.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, if you want to hear more unpopular opinions that I have, tweet me.
Oh, God.
I have so many.
Almost as many as I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. You do like the Matrix sequels.
I love the Matrix sequels.
He's saying this so unironically.
No, I'm dead serious. I think the Matrix sequels are so much better than the original.
I didn't care for the first one, so I didn't want
Neither
to put
did
in the
I.
next 6 hours.
That was the thing, though. I didn't really like the first one. So then the sequels were easy to be better.
Oh, I don't like Titanic.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's white people with problems on a boat. That sounds like everything I don't want.
Yeah, it's... Okay.
Like, literally, they're like...
It's called history.
Yeah, but like, cool.
Right, and
That's fine.
the heroes were all the poor people.
Didn't they die?
All of them.
That
Every
sucks.
single poor
That makes me
person.
so sad.
Not a single poor person makes it out of that movie alive.
I would have died.
That was the reason why he made that movie. Did you know that?
No, I thought he did it just to like get homegirl naked.
No, he made a movie because he wanted to show that the only way the rich can survive is if the poor die, which is why only historically accurate rich people die, and all the other rich characters live, and every single poor character dies.
What's his net worth?
Billions.
I hate that so much. Yeah, I don't care for Titanic. I like the Rick and Morty episode where they go to the Titanic reenactment place, though. That was great. Totally worth it.
Don't know that reference.
See? Unpopular opinions. Tom hasn't seen Rick and Morty.
Yep.
Scream at him because I have been.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's great. It's delightful. But yeah, let us know what you guys have in mind. We love some suggestions for games. And if you have any really weird ones, I want to know. And like, they can get fucking weird.
Yeah, we can get really weird with it.
I'm down to get weird with it.
Independent, major titles, all of it.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Bring it to the castle.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
All right, Goombas, until next time.
What's until next time? Do we have to wait? Is there a secret?
Bye.
Bye.